Welcome to the High School Spotlight. I'm your host, Taylor Nettle, and we've got an action-packed episode for you today. We recap the best moments from Week 8 of high school football, plus we preview all things for volleyball state championships next month, and we check in on North Desoto football, hearing the latest on the undefeated Griffins. But first, we head down to New Orleans for a look at Dominican and Mount Carmel volleyball in their annual Pink Game for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Don't go anywhere. The High School Spotlight is just getting started.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
Welcome back. It's October and people are celebrating breast cancer awareness all month long. Volleyball programs across the state are holding Pink Games to support the great cause, and our very own Spencer Verrett was down in New Orleans for one of the notable ones.
The annual Pink Game at Dominican High School, Mount Carmel sitting at number 1 in the power rankings, taking on Dominican at number 2. First set, and the Cubs come out swinging. Lila Franovich meets the ball at the net for the kill, and Mount Carmel would climb to a 20-13 lead in the first set. But here comes Dominican. Rainey Smith would get herself a couple of kills as they come all the way back to take the lead. Then thanks to a Mount Carmel error, Dominican would take set 1, 22-25. The pink out is real in the pit, being loud the whole night. Set 2, and it's Molly Baker's time to shine. The setter goes over the net and gets the kill for the perfect spot to place the ball. And then guess what? She does it again to get the winning point in set 2. Surprises the Cubs again, and they take a 2-0 lead, winning set 2 25-18. Riding high off the set 1 comeback, can Jessica Chadelier's squad pull off the sweep? But here come the Cubs. The defense starts to shine. The combo blocked by Annabelle LeBure and Gabrielle Locasio. Then Mia Lopez, gonna surprise everyone in the room with the placement into the corner. And the Cubs get the win in the set 3, avoiding the sweep 25-20. They are still alive. Then set 4, everything went off the rails. They're both trading blows. Dominican, Mount Carmel the whole time. Smith with the kill. That gave Dominican a lead, but the Cubs came right back into it. They stave off the loss, and thanks to this combo block by Alexandra Como and Allie Steele, the Cubs take set 4, 26-24. Fifth set incoming. Mount Carmel looked out of this one, but they have an opportunity to pull a reverse sweep, and another combo blocked by Steele and Como again puts them in the lead. But Dominican would fight right back, and sophomore Hazel Roots gets the kill to win the thriller for Dominican. After the game, let's hear from Coach Chatelier and senior captain Mally Mahoney after the win.
It's really awesome. This is the first match that we've gone 5 all season, so it's really good to see us in that situation and then, seeing how we respond. I just want to say, I think on both sides, that was just an incredible game. I think both teams really put everything out there. The defense on both sides, some of those rallies, I think, I would like a timer on them. They were so long. So, just both sides, incredible match. I guess this is what this should all be about.
Our team is so good when we play to our 100%, so I knew we were and we were hungry for that win. I knew we were gonna come out tonight and dominate. So we definitely took a little down in the third and the fourth set, but we locked in back into the fifth set, and we were ready.
This Dominican squad showed great character and resolve with the comeback in the first set, down 20-13, then to fight back after losing set 3 and 4. They get the win in a tiring fifth set.
If we're known for anything, we're known for being down in the worst times and coming together and fighting back for the win. And I knew we had it in us the whole time, so I'm just so proud of us. I wouldn't want to do it with any other girls. They're actually amazing. We're an amazing team when it comes to how hard we fight for one another on the court. And I knew we had it in us, so.
I think our defense, for one, and then our hitters were really just finding the spots that were open for them. We started putting a little more pressure when we were out of system. I think in sets 3 and 4, when we were out of system, we were kind of giving them easy balls, which were allowing them to really run their middles a good bit and their outside hitters to kind of get in a rhythm. In the fifth set, I feel like we were putting more pressure on them in every aspect, from the service line and when we were out of system. So I think it was the difference in the game.
Rainey Smith, key for Coach Chatelier's squad, as she had huge blocks and kills that helped secure key points for Dominican.
They have, and Rainey's block has been clutch in some really big moments, and I feel like in the fifth set, she was clutch at the net. We were having struggle and finding some answers with their outsides because they both are incredible and hit the ball so hard, and I think Rainey did a good job of not only putting the ball to the floor when she blocked, but taking away a lot of space.
And what a feeling for Mahoney and her teammates to win that thriller of a match and then get mobbed on the floor by her fellow classmates. It's been 2 years since the home squad has took home one of the pink games, and what a feeling that was.
I literally just fell to the floor. I couldn't even believe it. I was kind of out of gas at the end, so I was trying to just stay in it, but when we got the last, it was so worth it. Worth every single time you wanted to give up, pushing forward. It was so worth it in the end, so I'm just so glad we fought that hard for the win.
Reporting for the LHSAA Network, I'm Spencer Verrett.
Coming up, we head to Stonewall for a look at North Desoto football. We've got the latest on the undefeated Griffins right after the break.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there. everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep. Lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Checking back in on the high school spotlight, North Desoto football has been proving just how explosive the Griffins' offense is this year. They're averaging just over 51 points per game, with the catalyst behind that being senior quarterback Luke Delafield. I caught up with the Griffins to hear the latest on their perfect start to the season.
I'm joined with North Desoto standout quarterback Luke Delafield. Luke, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You guys putting together a great season so far. Take me back through the beginning of the season to where you're at now. How have you felt in that signal calling position about everything that you guys have done so far this year?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster for sure. We started off the year, we had all new receivers, whole new receiving corps, but the whole offensive line was coming back. So we knew we were going to lean on them pretty heavily early in the year. We had a big win against Center week 2, and we went and played West Monroe at West Monroe. We knew we were talented enough to beat them. We just knew we had to play really, really good. And that offensive line showed why they're returning starters against West Monroe. And, we had a really, really, really big win against them. And just watching the receiving group grow week in and week out is it's pretty exciting. So we should be able to make a pretty deep run in this thing.
What were some of those big takeaways from that West Monroe game?
Yeah. So the first quarter, we found out, hey, we're pretty dang good at offense. We went up 17-0 like that. So you blink and we're up 3 scores. Then we also figured out in the second quarter that if you don't play good, anybody can beat you. They went up, they scored 28 unanswered just as fast as we scored 17 unanswered. So now we're like, okay, now we done dug our own hole. So it's time to get out of it. And Coach Dunn challenged us at halftime. You got some adversity. How are you going to respond? And we went out there and we punched him in the mouth. And that made me really excited, being a part of so many great teams. And then, that might be the best way we've ever responded in my high school career as the North Desoto football program. So, for me to be a part of that and have so much experience and know how rare that is, it was pretty awesome.
Speaking of that receiving group growing, I know obviously last year graduating your best friend, Cole Corey. What have you seen some of the leaders from that room specifically through the years?
Yeah. Like this year, we've had, I think we don't have any. We have one senior. So, he hasn't played until this year. And, he's done everything right. And now he's reaping the benefits of that. So that's just, some silent leadership right there, just doing everything right and reaping what you show. What you sow, not what you show. But, one guy that has really come out of his shift as a vocal leader, and it shows on the football field, is junior Colton LaFleur. He's having a great year. He reminds me a lot of Landry Wyatt year. I'm not sure if you remember him or not. He had a 1,000-yard year as a senior with 17 touchdowns. So I think Colton can be just as good or better than Landry Wyatt, and that's saying something. So the sky's the limit for those guys. They're just now starting to really, get used to playing on Friday nights.
You've been the starting quarterback here for 4 years now. Obviously, your freshman year taking this team all the way to the Dome. What have you learned yourself about what you need to do on the field and off the field to not only command the offense, but just be a leader for the guys?
Yeah, the stuff on the field really takes care of itself, of itself throughout the week practicing. We're well prepared every week. Our coaches prepare us well, but off the field is really where you separate the good teams from the great teams. great teams, they care about every little thing, and they don't let anything go. So, whether that be grades, discipline, what you wear on the field, what you wear off the field, how you carry yourself, how you treat other people, that's really what makes you a great team. I feel like we have a very, very good group of guys in the locker room, and it's showing on the field. So I'm excited.
There's so many other guys in that offense who you guys can rely on. You've got people like Kenny Thomas. What do those guys mean? I mean, right now you guys have been sitting at the top of the LSWA polls for like several weeks now. What do those guys mean to this team?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Kenny Thomas is really the backbone of this offense this year, because like I said, we have young receivers, so we kind of had to let them develop in the first few weeks, and so Kenny really got a lot of carries. Him and Braylon Latin both did, and they're just doing a phenomenal job, Kenny's he's fast. I think everybody knows that. He's a great athlete. He's a great human being. But so is Braylon Latin, and Braylon Latin's having a good year too. So we kind of have a two-headed monster at running back right now, and it's pretty hard to defend.
What would you say the strength of the defense is this year for you guys?
The D-line, and I mean, really just in the box. I mean, we have a box good enough to play with anybody. We showed that against West Monroe. I mean, they're huge. They're known for being big, and we pretty much shut them down in the box. We have a really big defensive line. We have really good linebackers. I mean, the defensive backs are no slouches either. I mean, they play against us every day in practice, so they get plenty of reps defending the pass, and they're not bad at all. I mean, they're really, really good. So there's really no holes in our defense, I feel like. I feel like if there's ever any big plays, it's busted plays on our part, not something that the offense did good. That's kind of what we preach here is, the only team that can beat North Desoto is North Desoto. So if we execute to the level we know we can, we'll be fine.
Northwestern State commit. What was it about that program that made it the one for you?
Yeah, I could just really tell that they believed in me. They knew I would be a good fit. They knew I could get the job done there. And really, in the recruiting process, you just want to feel wanted, right? So that's wherever, that's anybody. Whoever wants you the most, you're going to want them the most. I felt like Northwestern, they really took time to recruit me well. And I knew it was kind of a God thing when they offered me. It was on the golf course, and I was on pace to probably shoot a 120. And then I started shooting the best golf of my life. So I was like, okay, that's kind of a God thing right there. And then obviously I have my youngest sister's there right now playing softball. And she's probably my closest sibling just because of how close we are in age. So that was a big factor too. I just have a lot of family ties there. My dad played baseball there. My mom was on the pond line there. My grandpa was an All-American there. He's in the Ink Club. He got drafted by the Houston Oilers out of Northwestern. So I just have a lot of family history there, and I felt like he's a good fit for me.
Next up on the high school spotlight, Teurlings Catholic has been putting together a fantastic season. We've got the latest on the undefeated Rebels. Stay with us.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
At Breck Golf Courses, we focus on the highest level of play. That means award-winning courses, state-of-the-art practice facilities, unique shot-making opportunities, and tournament-level playing experiences. With 2 championship courses located in the parish, Beaver Creek and Santa Maria courses make the perfect setting to test your golf skills. Find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
When looking for college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
We've seen a lot of impressive teams so far this football season, one of those being Teurlings Catholic. The Rebels maintained their perfect start to the season throughout 8 weeks after a dominant win over East Ascension, and our very own Spencer Brett was there to catch the action.
The Teurlings Catholic Rebels are now 8-0 on the year after a dominant 64-29 win over the East Ascension Spartans. The high-scoring offense led by Alex Munoz at quarterback, the dual-threat quarterback with 5 total touchdowns on the night, and Coach Michael Corville in his first year with the Rebels, happy with the signal caller he has.
I mean, he's phenomenal. Just a great kid. I told Jarrett before the game, to be a first-year head coach, to have that kid as a quarterback, I'm beyond blessed. He's a phenomenal kid. Some college out there is going to be really happy that they gave a chance on him, as well as a lot of our kids. We're not a really highly recruited school, and that's a shame because, our kids might not have the exact measurables that you would want, but they got things that you can't teach, and they got heart, and they got grit, and it's kind of on display tonight.
Yes, sir. Just once again playing our game, being physical up front, and being able to establish the run early. Opened up some passes that where we could convert on third down, and defense just played a great game. Got us multiple points. It was a great time. I think there's just something different. We've had great teams in the past. Teurlings has a great history, but there's just something a little bit different about this team this year.
Munoz, the son of UL associate head coach George Munoz. George was instrumental in developing quarterback Joe Burrow at LSU. Now his son Alex is tearing it up during his senior season at Teurlings.
Every night we're just watching film together. He's helping me just take it to a next step. Coaches, you see him at school, but when you're allowed to do that at home and be able to get good information, it's a game changer.
Munoz, one of the key contributors for this team, not only on the field, but off it as well, helping spread their mantra across the team and make winning enjoyable.
Well, our motto this year is together, and we live up to every bit of that. This is the closest team I've ever been a part of, and we genuinely have fun playing the game.
Obviously the winning is fun and that helps, but we just enjoy practice. We enjoy getting to work. We enjoy being with each other, and our mantra is together. And I don't think that that word could be any more perfect for what we got going on. We're a tight-knit unit. We're a tight-knit coaching staff, and the kids know we love them and care about them, and I think it just pays dividends.
I think it also just works with us. We have this thing called a leadership council. It's a bunch of seniors, a couple leaders throughout the underclassmen, and we meet, we talk about what we need to get done for the week and all of that, and it really sets the standard for what we're going to do every week.
Munoz not the only one on this team with a dad that has worked in football, though. Coach Corville worked under his dad, Tony Corville, at Karen Crow before taking the job at his alma mater, Teurlings. Tony, now retired from coaching, loves seeing the success his son is having.
As far as what him and his staff and his players have done, it's been remarkable. I'm here on a daily basis kind of watching. But they're just grinding, hard-working. They believe in the cause. The coaching staff works their tails off on weekends to prepare for their opponents, and the kids absorb the game plan and go.
I just wanted to be a coach from a very young age. When you're a little guy, you want to be like Dad, and I was probably the only 12-year-old going to clinics. It's just what we do, and that's just kind of how he and I bonded. We don't hunt, we don't fish, we just love football. So, just to get him on the sideline, he's not a coach, but he's a part of us. He helps us out in his capacity, and I just can't be more fortunate to have him with us.
Maybe a little bit, but he's a whole lot smarter than I am. I can tell you that. When he was 4 years old, probably 3 years old, he was coming to the gym with me, to workouts and stuff like that. And when he was in kindergarten, first grade, he was drawing up plays for me to bring to Coach Mack for play. So it's kind of it's in his DNA, if you say that.
But after passing their biggest test of the season, a new test awaits. The Rebels taking on St. Thomas More in Week 9. The Rebels have not beat the Cougars since 2015.
Real excited. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. I mean, we've been playing great, and we just got to play our style of ball, and the scoreboard should take care of itself if everything goes right.
That's the game that everybody circles, and it is what it is, and we'll be back here tomorrow, and we'll kind of put this one to bed. We'll go through it, and it's it's all on St. Thomas More and that prep, and I think the kids are going to be excited for the challenge. Obviously, it's the big one. It's the one across town, and it's the one that everybody looks at, and we haven't had success in quite some time. So I think it's time to put that in the rear view and just get to work and have a lot of fun, trying to get that process right.
Reporting for the LHSAA Network, I'm Spencer Verrett.
Coming up on the High School Spotlight, we sit down with LHSAA Assistant Executive Director Karen Hoyt to preview the volleyball state championships that take place in just a few weeks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back into the High School Spotlight. Today, I am joined with LHSAA Assistant Executive Director Karen Hoyt. She oversees volleyball. Ms. Hoyt, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
First, I want to get into all things talking about the state championship coming up in just a few weeks here. Let's talk about the schedule. What's it going to look like? What can people expect in those days that they're in Lafayette?
So we will start on Thursday, November 13th, with our quarterfinal round. We will start at 9 a.m. Thursday morning. Friday, we will have our semifinal round starting at 10 a.m. Saturday will be our championships starting at 9. We start with Division 5, and we work our way through to Division 1 for our last game.
It's year 5 in Lafayette in that Cajun Dome. What is it like in that venue? How exciting is it? What can fans expect if they get to go to those games in that arena?
The arena is absolutely beautiful. I think it's our best venue in the state. It's just an electric atmosphere. We absolutely love being in Lafayette. We're happy to be back there for year 5.
How do people get in to watch these games? What's tickets look like this year?
So ticket prices are $18 for a match. These walk-up fees are $21.75 when you add the Cajun Dome fees to that ticket. But walk-ups, and it is a cashless venue, so you need to make sure you have a credit card.
One of the unique, exciting things about volleyball state championship is that it's everyone playing together. There's no split between select and non-select. How is that unique in terms of competitiveness with this state championship?
Well, I love the fact that we are not split. When I coached, we were not split. We were all together. and I enjoy that. We have select, non-select teams competing together, and I think it brings an absolute great environment.
Volleyball, the first state championship of the year, kicking off a rough stretch for you guys. 10 busy days with cross country and swim right after that state championship of volleyball back-to-back. What is that like for you guys, those 10 days?
It's a very busy time for a lot of our staff, going from one championship to another, and that 10-day stretch can be pretty gruesome for some of them.
What kind of help do you guys get from people with each of those events?
We have a lot of volunteers at each one of our venues. Lafayette for volleyball does a tremendous job of getting volunteers from the shaggers who shag balls for us, to the bookkeepers and scorekeepers and volunteers, getting them teams to and from the locker room. We depend on so many volunteers at all of our venues.
Well, you guys heard it here, an exciting state championship coming up with that volleyball state championship games in just a few weeks. Miss Hoyt, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
The High School Spotlight will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
No one ever thinks they'll be in this position. Buying medication online could put you here, or here, or here. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl kills. It's 50 times stronger than heroin. Medical professionals can't even tell the difference between a real pill and one that is fake. At least not until they do your autopsy. Don't take anything online that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Welcome back to the High School Spotlight. Last week, Notre Dame and Jennings went head-to-head in our Game of the Week. Our very own Steve Schneider recaps the Pioneers' 28-12 victory over the Bulldogs.
Notre Dame picking up a big bounce-back win after a loss to Lafayette Christian, taking down number 9 Jennings. Drew Lejeune, a big gain to get his team into scoring position, and later in the drive, Joachim Bourgeois, a handoff, 11 yards in the score. Same two combined on the next drive in the second quarter. First, Bourgeois, a nice move for a big pickup, and Lejeune caps the drive, punching in the quarterback keeper to make it 14-0. A punt block gave Lejeune another chance to score before halftime, and he would oblige on the keeper to make it 21-0.
See his poise, he doesn't panic a whole lot. That throw he made on fourth down when the guy wrapped around his leg, the Will Laverne makes a heck of a catch, kept that drive going. So, yeah, it's not so much about the calls as it is about the execution. You know how it goes, Steve,
Absolutely. Chris Ned, you can see what a great athlete he is. I see him out of playing cornerback. He's all over people. But your defense has also confused him some and made him scramble.
Yeah, we got to him, which that don't happen very often. And, yeah, that's why I'm not smiling a whole lot, Steve. We got 24 minutes to see if we can contain that guy.
Chris Ned would get things going for the Bulldogs as he finds his favorite target, DK Sams, close to the end zone, just short of the goal line. Ned would put him on the board with a quarterback plunge, 21-6.
And then the Bulldogs would have another drive where Ned, on the keeper, got the touchdown. Again, the 2-point play, no good, 21-12. But Lejeune caps the scoring, sealing the game with the touchdown pass to Sam Casanova, 28-12, Pios win.
We wanted this win bad, especially how we lost last week, and we just came out, did our thing. It wasn't the prettiest, but we got it done.
Tell me about some of your playmakers. You spread the ball around. Of course, you scored a couple of touchdowns, but was it your O-line, some of the guys that you were throwing to, handing to? Who would deserve the credit here as well as you?
Yeah, I mean, we got some guys. All 11 are pretty special, and hats off to the O-line. They battle for me every game, every day, and my receivers are as good as anyone. Hit Sam on the last touchdown, and Jokum, he's a warrior. He fights for every yard. So, yeah.
So I'm going to give you this trophy and ask you one last question. You've been through quite a lot. Linebacker, running back, elbow injury. Were there times when you wondered if you'd ever get to a moment like this?
Yeah, I have been through a lot, but I just kept my head down, kept working, and got a bunch of teammates right behind me, so it was pretty easy.
He, along with several other seniors, taken ownership from the very beginning of this football team, and I'm really proud of them because there's some things that they've done that are different from other teams, such as getting the team together to go down to the chapel, do the rosary on their own, which nothing I had to do with, Drew and them, and they've done it several times, and just done a lot of good things, and I'm pulling hard for these guys, because. Like I said, they're trying to do the right things, and it shows. I mean, we won a few games that you wouldn't have probably taken us on a bet, but they find a way to win. Just like tonight, it got turned into a football game after a while. But for the most part, I thought the defense did a really good job containing them.
2 out of every 3 guys who play for you are legacy guys. They've been here before, and of course Sam Casanova capping the game off. I was told he wore number 40 for his great uncle the last home game. How nice is it? Yeah. Because Tommy Casanova is a legend everywhere in Louisiana.
There's no doubt, and there's a long line of Casanovas that have come through, and there's more to come, which is fortunate for Notre Dame. I don't know if this old man will be around to coach too many more, but and there's so many others, that we're getting quite a few now because, Steve, is my 29th year at Notre Dame, so we've got a bunch of kids that I'm coaching that the dads played for me back in, late 90s and early 2000s. So that's nice. And that's kind of what's unique about Notre Dame is if you look at the first roster in 67, you got a lot of the same names on the roster here in 25. So, it does make it a little special to get that family feeling.
Lewis Cook working on his 3rd generation of football players for the Pios.
Next, we look at another undefeated team recapping Ouachita Christian's victory over Mangum to maintain their perfect record. Stay with us right here on the High School Spotlight.
The LHSAA Network TV app features a 24/7 live channel as well as on-demand content with all the high school sports you want, and it's totally free. The app is available for download on TV-connected devices, including Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. It's the only place where every day is game day. Download the LHSAA Network TV app today.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Back on the high school spotlight, we check in on Ouachita Christian football. The Eagles are undefeated so far this year under head coach Stephen Fitzhugh, and our very own Spencer Rett sat down to talk with Coach Fitzhugh about their big win over Mangum last week.
Joining us now on the high school spotlight, Stephen Fitzhugh from Ouachita Christian, whose team is 8-0 after a big win after Mangum. And Coach, a lot of people going into that game said, all right, this is going to be the test for OCS. I think if you had to give it a grade, I imagine A+ has to be up there. How impressed you were with your team last Friday night?
I was real proud of them because we knew coming into the season that was going to be, that's a game that was circled on our schedule, a game that was circled on their schedule, that it was just going to be a big battle. Mangum has a very solid team when you look at them. Not any weak spots. I mean, they're solid on both offensive and defensive line with size and strength. And then linebackers, Cade Poland is a junior, is one of the best in the state. They got one of the best defensive backs in North Louisiana at any school with Reggie Roberson. He's a Northwestern State commit. And then offensively, they have all their skill positions back from last year. And very balanced offense with the run and pass. The coaching staff does a great job. They have 3 guys. They have Coach Wiltshire, obviously, as head coach, but 2 other guys that have been head coaches at the 5A level with Kevin Davis, who is at West Monroe, and Bo Meeks, who is at Airline, and other schools as well. And so very good coaching staff. And so, again, proud of our guys, the way that they battled for 4 quarters, and competed with intensity and emotion because, not having been in stressful situations throughout the year, that this was that first opportunity, how we're going to respond to stress. And I was real proud of the way that our guys responded. And, again, they just offensively, defensively, special teams, our guys played with a lot of emotion and passion.
I want to talk a little bit about your quarterback, Luke. I mean, this kid, he's a veteran quarterback at this point. We can call him that. I know he started as a younger kid, but what you've seen in his growth throughout the years and especially what you saw from him last week.
Well, Luke's just cool-headed. I mean, his first year start was a sophomore, and I just watched him that year grow up tremendously as he had a lot of juniors and seniors around him. But he was still the guy that was the guy at pulling the trigger and just stepped it up big that year. Really, I felt like week 5 when we played 5A Ouachita was a big growing point for him and gave him a lot of confidence. And then he carried that confidence into last year as where, hey, you're the leader now coming back. And then this year again, it's something that you just know who he is, that you can count on him. He's going to keep a level head. He doesn't get rattled, and he just knows, again, the offense as good as anything and brings that calmness and poise and grit to those around him. And so, again, just having his experience back, again, you can't fabricate experience of 3 years. And so he does a great, great job.
I also want to talk about your defense. You talk about the coaching staff at Mangum and the players that they all had. They had a really explosive offense, and your defense was able to limit them. I feel like a lot of times we do talk about people's offenses with how much points get put up around the state, but talk a little bit about your defense. Were you impressed with what you saw from them?
I was. I'll tell you, because, again, running and passing a balanced attack, it took a lot of discipline, and our front guys, we've had a couple of juniors that were first-year starters this year, and Hudson Weems and Drew Copeland on that D-line that really have grown up, and those 2 guys have gotten better and better each and every week. And then Hunter Traxler is our linebacker returning this year that really is that one lone linebacker senior with a lot of experience does a great job of just being that emotional spark plug for our defense. And we had a couple of sophomores with big nights. Our middle linebacker, Cooper Thomas, who ended up, first start was last year in the playoffs. He had led us with 15 tackles. And then Desai Bradshaw, another sophomore, had 13 tackles, 3 quarterback sacks. And again, those guys are just solid players inside in the middle. And then proud of how our secondary played, that with a complex scheme that Mangum did a lot of crossing routes, things like that our DBs did not give up a big play. 22 yards was the longest play that Mangum had the other night. And that's what it comes down to defensively is, make them grind out a drive, don't give up the big plays. And real proud of the way that our defense played. Mangum was 1 of 12 on third down. And I think, that is a big turning point in the game when you can get them off the field.
Doesn't get any easier in district. You've got Faraday up next. I feel like 2A, this little district y'all have out there is probably one of the more competitive districts at the smaller school level. But what you're hoping to see from your team as y'all head into Faraday?
I'll tell you what, Faraday is loaded. They got 3 guys already committed to D1 schools that they have a lot coming back from last year. And as far as their receiving core, it's going to be hard to find a better group of receivers, 1A through 5A, anywhere in the state. I mean, they got guys 6'3", 6'4" that can run. Desmond Jefferson is probably the guy most noted that people know about. He's probably a 5'10" kid, but, running a low 4.4 in the 40. I mean, just dangerous playmakers all over the field offensively. And then they bring that same speed on the defensive side. And so it's going to be another battle this week. And they have an outstanding football team. And again, they've been putting a lot of points up on the scoreboard. So our defense is going to be really challenged again.
Coming up, we relive some of the best moments from Week 8 of high school football. Stay with us right here on the High School Spotlight.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
When looking for a college, I wanted somewhere that would push me and allow me to kind of be the person I'd always wanted to be.
Everyone here kind of has this mindset of seeing the next person succeed, and I think that just creates a Southern Miss spirit.
You find what you need out of Southern Miss. What I need isn't what another student needs, but we all find something here.
You don't have to be what people have said you've been. You don't have to be what people think you are. Like, coming to Southern Miss, you can totally reinvent yourself and be who you truly feel like you are meant to be.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
It's time to wrap up our episode with the most exciting part of the show. It's time for another Pick 6, and you guys already know that we've got a lot of eye-popping plays produced by the state's jaw-dropping talent, but it's not just that we spotlight. We take a look at the great leadership in performances that produce amazing comebacks and big upsets. Here's Steve Schneider.
This week's Pick 6 will feature some dynamic duos, but Pick 1 is a total team effort Alexandria Senior High put together, rallying from a 21-3 deficit at Ruston to knock off the number 2 ranked team, outscoring the Bearcats 42-7 the rest of the way. Ash quarterback Carson Sellers instrumental in taking his Trojans down the field time and again, firing TD passes when necessary. That's 2 straight wins over the team that claimed the Division I non-select title just 2 years ago. Pick 2 is our first duo, and also from Cenla. Let's just say they were 2 giants in a showdown with Bunkie, as Gina's giant stars Cedric Wilson and Daniel Hatcher did the heavy lifting along with Gina's offensive line. Wilson with that 60-yard TD catch plus 22 carries for 240 yards and another score. Hatcher 4 rushing touchdowns, 217 on the ground in just 23 carries. That's 517 yards, 6 scores in a 68-45 explosion, the Panthers' first loss. Pick 3 is a pair of Yellow Jackets from Denham Springs who've been together since birth. Jackets quarterback Dejan Goldman and twin brother Deshaun have been doing it all season, but this eruption basically put the Prairieville game away by halftime. The Hurricanes were hit with the explosive play after explosive play. Denham ran away with the first 2 quarters, scoring 44 points, led by 37 before settling for a 51-13 final. That keeps Denham in the hunt for a district title with 2 games to play. Pick 4 is dual threat quarterback Alex Munoz of Teurlings Catholic, who led his Rebels to an equally explosive win over the EA Spartans, who were coming off that terrific 1-point win over their rival Sanamaw the week before. Munoz totaled 5 touchdowns himself as the Rebels tallied 64 points to win by 5 TDs. For Pick 5, there was another dual threat signal caller leading another explosion just to the west of Lafayette the night before. Erath's Bobcats riding the arm and legs of Jack Landry, who quickly carved up St. Martinville in the first half for 4 scores and a 24-0 advantage at the half. Erath would keep rolling along. The final was 45-0. And Pick 6 belongs to a somewhat unlikely hero from our LHSAA Game of the Week in Crowley, the Notre Dame Pios knocking off number 9 Jennings by winning the turnover battle. 2 of the takeaways from a freshman, Jude Duplichin, who forced a fumble near the goal line and then made a diving interception in the 4th quarter to end Jennings' last threat of a comeback. Clearly, older brother Wes, a 3-year starter as a junior, and Cameron Stelly, who made a fumble recovery in the red zone playing key roles, as did several seniors who came up big in the victory. Quarterback Drew Lejeune as the Pios outlasted Jennings 28-16 to bounce back from a tough loss to LCA the week before. For the Pick 6, this is Steve Schneider and friends. So long.
Our game of the week this week is Central and Zachary tomorrow, Thursday, October 30th. You can find live coverage of that exciting matchup right here on the LHSAA network. Make sure to tune in next week for another high school spotlight where we show you some of the best high school sports teams around the entire state. Thanks for watching the High School Spotlight.